taking a little break from the podcast this week. Trying to launch this bi-weekly video newsletter that's entitled The Journey to the Simple Passive Cash Flow, Episode 1. Today's 2018, June 15th, or 14th or so. Currently at $5,400 passive per month. So what these videos are going to be are kind of what's I've been up to lately, the updates to the website, and other Easter eggs I have for you guys, ways to keep up on the news. So got some content here. I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys a little bit what I've been up to a little bit first. This past week I got a little frustrated at my job, talking about we're trying to do this exercise where these trainers came in, and it really ticked me off because I guess they were from Europe and they thought that we wanted me to switch it to like metric meters and American, right? It goes out to the field, his feet. But he told me to like change it into metric, and I was like, "What the hell am I gonna do that?" Right? Like this is a training thing for one. But that's what I don't like about engineers, and being one, I can kind of say this. Like one example is like when you're designing a wall. I mean, I don't know how to design a wall, but I know there's a general rule of thumb where 2/3 of the wall is underneath the ground, and it just drives me crazy how people can't give you like a quick estimate and kind of tell you things right off the bat. We're so scared of losing their jobs that they just can't give you simple information. But enough about me. Let's kind of talk about what's been happening with the website in case you've missed it. Hopefully you guys can use this to accompany with the bi-weekly newsletter that goes out with the email updates. If you guys are interested in that, shoot me an email at lane@simplepassivecashflow.com or sign up for the Huido Pipeline Club on simplepassivecashflow.com. So first article that I did with Forbes is up there. You guys can take a look at the link that I put in. Also, this month I interviewed Buck Joffrey, who's been a pretty big mentor to myself, putting together a lot of good tidbits, including something to think about, like what is the formula to wealth. I think we all agree that investing is, at some point you can only invest at 20-25% a year, and a part of that is how much mass you have behind it. So at some point you have to kind of create a business to get more money to invest. We had Mark Ferguson. He talked about flipping to passive rentals. I see flippers all the time. They think they've got a business, which is a business, but they don't have the investing side down. I think the same can be said for a lot of us W-2 employees. I also had Jennifer Beatles on episode 114 of the podcast. And I also wrote an article about a HELOC downloadable cheat sheet. So a lot of you guys in Hawaii or all over the place have a lot of equity built up. So I created this cheat sheet on ways you can jump from teaser rate to teaser rate in terms of HELOCs there. Also had Jay Papasan come in and talk about, he's the author of The One Thing. And he came to talk to us about sticking to that one thing. A lot of good takeaways there. I had a lot of good short video clips that I put up on the YouTube channels if you guys want to subscribe to that channel. And then I also, last night, I wrote an article about backwards engineering happiness, which are the needs after simple passive cash flow. I see a lot of, I talk to a lot of people who have been doing this real estate investing thing or investing in general, and they're sort of financially free. So that's what I kind of call simple passive cash flow 3.0. Or 1.0 is, buying your first rental property. 2.0 is kind of transitioning more towards a passive investor, and that may be in a syndication or whatnot. But the 3.0 is, okay, you've got your passive income set. What are you going to do after that? Do something, don't just go golfing is what I say. So that's wrapping up what I did on the podcast and website this month. Got some economic updates here, and a lot of these are links that you'll see in the new email newsletter. Got the Yardi report, got a chart on syndications and comparisons of syndications. And for a lot of you guys who are new to syndications, there's also a cartoon video for visual learners out there. In other news, home ownership slightly goes up to 64%, and they're saying that the younger people are finally moving out of mom and dad's place. And another article here saying apartment construction starts, but not yet slowing. Um, I've been seeing the apartment space slightly decelerating. It's still going in the right direction. I mean, there's still 1 to 2% rent increases pretty much across the board, but nothing like the last few years. And I guess I'm specifically talking about like 2013 to 2016, especially in a place like Dallas. I think a lot of the smarter multifamily operators, they're not even looking in Dallas these days. Uh, Another article on rollback of Dodd-Frank. I don't really know what a huge impact this is, but it's definitely something to watch. The Fed's saying that they're going to raise rates in June and December again, and they've kind of always been saying this. And I also got a article on the Amazon top candidates, and this list kind of shuffles from time to time. I think right now it's Raleigh, North Carolina, and my fingers are crossed with Atlanta since I've got 4 single-family homes out there. I'm looking to pick up a multifamily up there too. And I think everybody saw Trump shaking hands with Kim Jong-un in North Korea the other day. I'm not going to get political or anything like that, but it just seems like the United States has been up in everyone's business. And got a little commentary written for you guys to check out in the newsletter. But a lot of this stems from the United States taking a policy of like, we don't need anybody else, and we're going to kind of play hardball. And a lot of that points good for the economy for the time being, because we're able to kind of restrict the trade and control things that way. Also, in subprime mortgage news, instead of, I think everybody's aware of subprime mortgages, which were lending out to people who didn't have a job or good credit. Now they're calling this non-prime, so that's kind of on the rise. Nothing to be alarmed of. I'm thinking just something to be aware of, that it's starting to happen. And Trump is signing stuff to roll back Dodd-Frank. Another article on that. And I've got the link to the Hui Google Drive, which it's like a treasure trove of all these real estate goodies that I have. The next section here that I want to go over is more personal stuff. And a lot of you guys may think this is getting a little bit too personal, so if this is the case, see you guys later. But I've kind of hacked happiness to 6 needs that I think are very important, and I took from Tony Robbins. If you guys read that article, Simple Passive Cashflow /happy, you guys will kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about here. But he's got 6 needs, and I'll kind of go over all. And what I'm going to try and do every couple weeks is address these 6 needs and kind of take a more of a isolated look at each of these and how I'm addressing each of them. Because at the end of the day, I mean, this is why we go get a job. This is why we invest, isn't it? It's just to be happy. So again, I'm trying to backwards engineer that, shortcut it. So first need here is growth. Trying something different. This Facebook Live is kind of scary. Trying to revamp my messaging out to you folks, since a lot of you guys like to read, yet a lot of you guys just like to play the audio podcasts, and now I'm going to try this video thing, which give me some feedback if it's working or not. The growth need is that you're always trying to try something new and trying to expand your mindsets. This new initiative that I did is I paid this new health advisor. Paid him a couple $1,000, I think. I can't remember how much it was, but he takes my blood, he runs DNA samples, and he does a DEXA scan, and he puts that thing on my mouth that you see in the Gatorade video or commercials. And it's kind of the real deal, but he like hooked me up with this supplement plan, because before I was just kind of taking like a couple thousand IUs of vitamin D and multivitamin, vitamin. Just from listening to podcasts, I kind of picked things up here and there. But I think it was about time to get a professional to advise me personally. And what I like about it is that he's a real doctor. He's got an MD. So and he kind of sold me when he said like most of these medical doctors are normally idiots, and they don't even know how to take care of their own bodies. So how can they advise you? Which is, I think it might be, similar in the financial space too. But I've got my supplement package there. If you guys want to copy what I do, again, I'm not a doctor, and if you guys take too many of these things and you die, it's not my fault. But I'm just kind of putting it out there. You guys are, what I found is a lot of you guys are like the same stuff I do, so maybe we can kind of connect on some of that and collaborate on some of that. The second need out of 6 is contribution. The way I'm doing that this lately is I interviewed a few candidates for a job. I don't know if I'll work, but I definitely like to help them get where they need to go. If you guys are interested in joining the team, go to Simple Passive Cashflow /join team. That's /join team. But I'm trying to find, like-minded people that I get along with, and trying to grow this message. The 6th need is significance. I'm mailing out about 160 books, and so a lot of you guys who have requested that, I'm sending it out to you guys. You guys should be pretty much finishing that. It took me a while because I'm working on a deal right now, a fundraise that would actually it's probably filled up right now. So I can talk about it. It's the Huntsville deal, 112 unit, Class C. I think we picked it up for like $27,000 a unit. So that's going to be a pretty good deal. Thanks for those who jumped in on that one. The next need I'm going to talk about here is uncertainty and certainty. So these are two counter needs that you need both of them. First, certainty is, I've got my bonus depreciation on my K1 for my first distribution checks that went out for one of my syndications. And I finally got paid on a second lien private money loan that me and my buddy Ray did. Probably not going to do that again in second position, but it was kind of nice to get that money back so I can put it into these other deals that I have. And counter to certainty is uncertainty, because at some point when you have the basic necessities met, you want a little bit of spice in your life. So I'm doing another syndication in a new area and a new partnership, as I mentioned. And also looking up at different markets, and I'm just trying to work with different people, do my due diligence, and build relationships the right way so I can kind of vet people. So definitely getting outside of my comfort zone. But my big plan is to just put $50,000 all over the place, in about a dozen to 20 deals over the next year or so, and kind of get diversification that way. The last and final need is love and connection. And the way I did that this month was just kind of helping people. And I know this one guy came to my other meetup the other day, and he had a kind of tough legal situation. So I hooked him up with a lawyer referral, and hopefully they can sort that stuff out. And I hosted a mastermind meeting with about a dozen other investors. We had some whiskey. It was a good time, and I think I will continue doing that. If anything, just to kind of get connected with like-minded people, as opposed to just going out to any other social event and then I talk about, wanting to leave my day job and talking about this financial stuff, and people just looking at me cross-eyed. Kind of wrapping up here, some of the distractions, barriers, noise, and resistance I've been dealing with, because it's good to show vulnerability is what I hear. Some things I need help on is I need to add staff to my team, because I just can't continue to be a super employee of one. I watch a lot of these videos on these YouTube stars, a lot of these 12-year-old or 18-year-old YouTube stars, and from what it seems like, a lot of them are getting burnt out, and they're getting really depressed because they always have to keep things fresh, and they have to be always on. So I'm in this other entrepreneur mastermind, and they're always saying you got to build a team, and I get it. I mean, you guys can check that cool video I made that kind of outlines it, what my vision is at Simple Passive Cashflow /mission. I kind of some video clips from the Marvel comic universe, so don't tattletale on me there. And I'll leave you guys with some lessons learned. Just another lane hack here. I get through all my emails every day, but I think it's one of the things that makes me successful. And I use a lot of those Gmail inbox labels. And in my newsletter that I'll email out, I've got this guide for you guys to take a look at how you guys can kind of get organized yourself. And another cool hack is, go up to the search line in your emails and type in all the keyword unsubscribe, and just have that go straight to the trash can, or go through a folder that you don't check regularly to kind of filter all those junk mails. I mean, I think I've seen some of these guys like Victoria's Secret or all these other ads. I mean, sometimes they send like 2 things a day. It's just crazy. And wrapping up here, because it's not all about money, the Flow State song that I like this month is Avicii Romance. I'll have the link there for you guys to check that out. I don't know if I'll have that song playing in the background, but if it was, that's the song playing in the background. And kind of because Avicii died, or he committed suicide, I guess the story is. And for you guys who don't know who he is, he's kind of one of the biggest names in electronic dance music for the last decade. But he had some alcohol problems, little problems with the heroin probably too, and it's just kind of sad because I think he was about my age. He died pretty young, and kind of at the hands of his own doing. He probably had some mental issues there too. And then I'll leave you guys also with a link for this cool website I found that has, it's like a tool for finding the best sunrise and sunset captures. Sunsetwx.com is the URL. But that's it. Let me know if you guys like these things, and if you guys want to get the written version of what I talked about here, go to simplepassivecashflow.com and sign up for the Video Pipeline Club, or shoot me an email at Lane at simplepassivecashflow.